After the flood, Noah and his sons lived in the land and had many children. Noah lived until he was 950 years old, and then he died. His children also had many children, and soon the numbers of people began to increase again, and they spread out from where the ark had landed. One of Ham's descendants, Nimrod, became very powerful. Nimrod was a mighty warrior and established a kingdom that stretched from Babylon to Shinar. From that land, he went to Assyria, where he built Nineveh. As the human race increased in numbers, they also became very clever. They made new discoveries and built great cities. But God saw that their hearts were still inclined towards sinfulness. All their knowledge and energy was put into wickedness and creating a name for themselves. They built great cities for themselves with towers that reached to the sky. In the process, they became proud and arrogant and did not fear God. It is in this setting that the story of the Tower of Babel unfolds. We find the story in Genesis chapter 11.
Now the whole world had only one language. All the people spoke it. As the people moved towards the east, they found a broad plain in Shinar and settled there. They said to each other,
"Come, let us make bricks and bake them well."
They used bricks instead of stones. They used bitumen for mortar to hold the bricks together. Then they said,
"Let us build for ourselves a city with a tower that reaches to the heavens. Then we will be famous, and no one will be able to scatter us across the face of the earth, not even God."
But the Lord God came down, and he saw the city and the tower that they were building. The Lord God said, "If as one people speaking a common language they have begun to do this, then nothing they plan will be impossible for them to do. Come, let us go down and confuse their language. Then they will not be able to understand one another." Soon the people found that they were no longer speaking the same language. So the Lord scattered them from there over all the earth, and they stopped building the city. That is why it was called Babel, because the Lord confused the language of the whole world. From there the Lord scattered them over the face of the whole earth.
The people built the tower for their own glory. It demonstrated their pride and rebellion towards God. In the end, what they feared most finally happens to them. They are separated and scattered across the earth. Man disobeys God by refusing to spread out and fill the earth. Instead, they build a tower to show how great they are. The building of the tower was in defiance to God. As long as man continues to choose to disobey God, their plans will be frustrated and they will face judgment.